Okay, hopefully I can get this done before they come back with lunch. Hello folks, today is Friday, November 29th, 2019. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino. We're here to talk about the video game news that has been going on this week. Happy Black Friday if you're out there shopping. Also, if you celebrated, happy Thanksgiving. Good to have you here with us on this Friday. Obviously, I don't know. Let's just go into the stories. We got some new information about Cyberpunk 2077. Some pretty interesting and cool stuff. So over in Poland, CD Projekt Red hosted a sort of community Q&A type event. And we got a bunch of solid information thanks to Reddit user Shavad for breaking a lot of it down. And a lot of this has been verified, thankfully. We don't have any new footage of the game or anything, so we're just going to run what we already have. But some bits of new information include length, most importantly. CD Projekt Red did go on record once again, this time saying that it is definitely shorter than The Witcher 3, but they only measured main quests and big side quests. And despite them saying that it is shorter, and they can admit that, they have focused a bit more on making the game a bit more replayable for a variety of reasons. One of the big things that they did say is that side quests, major side quests will be more branching than The Witcher 3's, which I think is pretty exciting because some of The Witcher 3's main side quests that had branching stuff were kind of almost industry changing and very important. You've seen it have a lot of influence on other RPGs as of late, that are of the same style, so I'm really happy to hear that. Also, the day and night cycle will impact gameplay a little bit with crowd density changing and also visibility being different. They found a cool way to apparently have the players continue playing the game after the story ends, without spoiling anything. I'm very curious to see what exactly that means. It sounds kind of cryptic, but who knows? They did touch on car customization a little bit, saying that they said to please have patience, nothing to announce yet, but the fact that they didn't outright deny it is cool. They said people have been asking for that for a while. Speaking of vehicles, though, they are going for realistic car physics. They said less like Grand Theft Auto and a little bit more simulation style. Your apartment will change over the course of the story in terms of just decor and appearance. Also, interestingly enough, they said that 3/4 of the assets in your general vicinity, like your environment, will be destructible. So, don't expect to be able to blow down buildings, but I would assume that tables, crates, and we've seen doors and walls and stuff will have some destructible elements to it, so happy to hear that. Also, CD Projekt Red says that they do want to add modding tools, but they can't commit to any big announcements yet. They have kind of, teetered around this for a while, so I think the support will at least probably be somewhat decent and make PC players happy, but again, who knows? Also, the craziest news is that they are adding motion captured sex scenes to the game. And as we have previously talked about, all the cutscenes are going to be from the perspective of first person, so there you go. Hooray. Congratulations. I don't know what else to add about that, but CD Projekt Red also recently went on record talking about multiplayer, and they said that there will be microtransactions in it. Everybody's freaking out, but they used the word monetization, and they said specifically that they want it to be sensible. I think they used the word wise, and they want it to have an actual value for players. So for that, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'll say it because everybody makes fun of me. It's a meme now. Take it with a grain of salt. I think they can come up with some way to monetize multiplayer without, pissing off players. Other games have done it before. Also, shout out to friend of the show, Yang Ye. He pointed out on Twitter that Gwent has microtransactions, but it's not really offensive. So we'll see where that goes. Honestly, pretty decent info dump. Also, I didn't wear a Cyberpunk jacket on purpose. That wasn't planned. But let's move on to something else that's kind of cyberpunky, and the fact that they're putting cows in VR. Yes, this is all I've wanted to talk about all week. I'm sorry, but multiple news organizations have reported that the Moscow and Russia Bureau of Agriculture has been putting custom-built VR headsets on cows, strapping it to their damn cow faces. And the idea behind this is to essentially stimulate cows, and the idea is the happier and more pleasant a cow is, the higher quality milk that they will produce. That is what farmers believe, honestly, and all around the world, you hear with different types of beef, the way they treat cows gets different quality. So now they are putting cows in VR so that they're just in a good mood. They got good vibes. And what are they showing them? Basically the equivalent of the Windows wallpaper, just beautiful green pastures and sun and sky. Good for those cows. I just thought that was worth sharing because the headsets that they're wearing actually look pretty sick, dude. I don't know. But for actual results, this is more of a recent thing, so there are no conclusive studies yet. But I would definitely like to follow up if they do eventually, if something does come of this. We like talking about stupid stories like that sometimes, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm really curious to see what you think. But in other news, Tony Hawk has been making headlines recently, possibly a new game. I actually can't believe I'm saying this, but there's a couple of things that have been floating around. First of all, there has been a leaker who has went on record. Sabi, a kind of journalist and insider who has gotten things right before, said that Activision has been shopping around a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 kind of remaster remakes internally. There apparently is something playable, and people within Activision have been checking it out. They don't know what the plans are for it. Tony Hawk 1 has kind of already been redone, but like a 1 and 2 remaster type of thing, that's interesting. That's good for people because obviously those games are incredibly generation defining from music to culture to gameplay. I love them very dearly, but just like a super hot take, technically they are the worst two games because I'm sorry, I get weird about these games. They're my all-time favorites, but like 3 and 4 and then like Thug and Beyond are way stronger because they introduce different gameplay elements within like the revert and the spine transfer and stuff like that to kind of make the gameplay and the combo making more complete, more cohesive, and therefore better level design for it. Don't mind me, I'm just nerding out. I apologize for that. I also heard Tony Hawk actually say the same thing recently, so I'm verified by the man himself. But that's besides the point. Another thing I wanted to point out is that pro skater Lizzie Armanto went on a podcast recently and talked about her appearance in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, and when she was asked about that, she did say, and I quote, "He's coming out with another one, and I'll be in that too." What? What does that mean? Is that like a complete slip up? Does she not realize she signed an NDA somewhere? Believe it or not, that podcast has been edited and that part has been taken out. Very suspicious. The question is, of course, where does this leave Tony Hawk? Of course, he did part ways with Activision. Has a new deal been reached? Is Activision moving forward without him? I don't know, but I have heard rumblings that he is very much still passionate and is very much working on something legit. That's all I got. Other than that, I mean, he did also slap his name to that recent Tony Hawk mobile game, which was terrible. So I don't know. I don't know where this leads, but now you guys have some info. Anyway, let's move on to some trailers and stuff. Some stuff we have linked in the description below that I think are worth checking out. Really, the only trailer we got this week, but is totally on my radar now, is for a game called Plan 8. This trailer is absolutely insane. Look at this thing. This is apparently the game running. It looks very much like a high-end PC game. And just from seeing this, I actually saw it first from just a GIF on Twitter. I am instantly on board and intrigued and ready to see more of what this game really is. If that wasn't on your radar before, well, now it is. You're welcome. Also, I included some reading, because I always say we talk about video games so much here, we should be read up on them. Very good, interesting deep dive on PC Gamer. Andy Kelly does great work. He had an interview with a Rockstar head, kind of talking about their approach to GTA Online, the past, the present, and the future. So if that is something that interests you, their insight a little bit, go check it out. Go read it. Also, since it is Black Friday this weekend and Cyber Monday on Monday, I guess, we did post a quick little video. I'll link that below, just about Black Friday deals and stuff like that. If you guys are shopping in North America, we have some stuff for you, so go check it out. Now, something I am very excited about that has been in the news, Leaky Pandy, the person who has leaked and gotten things right previously, most notably Banjo in Smash, has come out saying that we are going to see a Metroid Prime trilogy HD release for Switch. And I think that is fantastic because those games are absolutely incredible. And like their influence is still felt in other games today. And I think they are a perfect amalgamation of like a Western studio working with Japan and coming up with something absolutely perfect. The big question is when, and it seems like fiscal year 2020, 2021. But Imran Khan from Kind of Funny Games Daily most recently, but also Game Informer, has come out and said that we will hear something of an announcement during the Game Awards, which go down in mid-December. So maybe that'll be a thing. I hope that is very much the case because I would love to play those games again. And also nice to just see Nintendo embracing Metroid more and more like it should. Also, just a quick story in memoriam, the Steam controller is officially dead. Valve has confirmed that the newest Steam sale, the quick Black Friday sale, that they're selling the thing for $5 plus shipping. That is their last batch of Steam controllers, and it's gonna be discontinued pretty much. So, you know, rest in peace, Steam controller. We hardly knew ye. You were incredibly ambitious and very unique, and definitely deserve points for trying to rethink how a traditional PC player would use a controller. I still have one. I very much it's definitely dusty. I keep it in the office here just because I like tinkering. I love just plugging it in and messing around with it and seeing what it is capable of. It's weird, never quite consistently jived with me to the point where I'd use it as a daily driver, but still, Steam, you know what? Thanks for trying, guys. And also, thanks for still supporting it, too, considering you're not making it anymore. I'm gonna keep messing around with this weird-ass thing. But really, that's all the news that has been going on this short holiday week. So before we go, of course, there is that console giveaway we do every single week. You know how this goes down by now. There's a link in the description below. You click it to sign up. You enter once, then you're entered for good. And then every single week, we go in to randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. So this week's winner is going to be this person right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, stuff like that, because we're going to be reaching out to you to find out how we can send you some free stuff. But now we got to talk about all the stuff going on in the comments. First of all, Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red, all that stuff, all that new info. What do you think of that big Reddit info dump? What's the most interesting to you? What's the most eye-catching? Are you still really excited for this game? Or more and more, is it morphing into something that isn't meeting your lofty expectations? I've seen a lot of that out there. Let's also talk about the Steam controller. I want to know if you guys use that shit. Do any of you use that on the daily, on the reg? Let's talk. Also, let's just say you are a farm animal and you are going to be placed in VR, in a digital world. What world would you want to be placed in for eternal happiness? Let me know. Also, what do you think of that game Plan 8 that I linked the trailer for? Let's talk about any of this stuff down in the comments. Of course, it gets kind of crazy and hard to keep up with sometimes, so if you got anything else for me, if you want to yell at me, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino. I'm also giving away an Xbox copy of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on my Twitter account right now, if you want to go check that out. But let's talk about anything, and like I said, thank you guys for watching and coming around every Friday to shoot the shit with the news with us. If you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something or got caught up, clicking the like button is the best way you can help us out. We would actually really appreciate that. And if you're new, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell because we put out videos like every single day. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza is on me. Have a fantastic weekend.